Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and you might be able to tell that I'm fucking exhausted. I went really, really hard at the gym yesterday, and I am just bone tired today. But that doesn't matter. We're going to push through it and watch some freaking JoJo's because I am really looking forward to watching the final episode of this little core chunk section, whatever you want to call it. These first 12 episodes are out, and I want to get them finished. And then probably next week, I want to get to manga readings and do that stuff. So that should be fun. But for right now, hello, I am an exhausted boy. My shoulders, like the backside of my shoulders, are pure pain, and it's great. I hate it, but it's worth it. I would love to talk about some of the comments, but this will be a shorter comment spotlight than usual, partly because of what we're going into, and partly because of the nature of some of the comments in the last couple of videos. So, on episode 10, most of the comments that aren't irrelevant are about, mostly on natural stand abilities, on the fact that there are people who can have stand abilities that get them from sources other than, like, the arrows and stuff. And, yeah, I know, I'm just dumb. Sorry, you're right. There was also a comment on Aaron Morel writes, I really appreciate your outlook on people correcting your mistakes. A lot of content creators get upset or annoyed when the viewers try to correct them on something, even though they're just trying to help more times than not. Yeah, I super duper agree with this. I think it's a huge problem with the way that we interact with each other in general. I think it's a general, like, baseline problem with humans that we think we know what we know and we don't. And it's something that I think everyone should endeavor to fight against. I'm certainly not immune to it. I will definitely dig my heels in on certain things that I believe, even if I actually turn out to be wrong. So my go-to thing, and I try to spread this as much as possible and, like, get my friends to do it and get other people to do it, is whenever I'm not 100% sure of the answer of a question that's being asked to me, or if somebody brings something up that I'm like, that doesn't seem right, instead of just immediately jumping in and contradicting them, I pull out my magic pocket computer that has access to basically all information that humanity has ever had, and I go to the magic finder Cyto thingy where I can do a Sugelgurch, and I can look up the thing that I want to look up, and then I can know that information for the foreseeable future, at least to some extent, or understand that humanity doesn't know that information yet, or understand that there's something wrong with that information and somebody's trying to obfuscate it, which happens fairly frequently. I'm not trying to be, like, conspiratorial or anything, or like conspiracy theorist, but it's hard to find accurate information about certain things these days. It's one of the biggest problems that I have about the internet and how it's developing currently, is, like, it used to be the case that you could research something and find out the truth, and it's not that way anymore. You find a whole bunch of shit, and maybe the truth is buried in it, but you have to rely on your own brain to parse it. And I know how dumb people are, and I know that they don't always have enough brain to parse the truth from the not truth. So, yeah. I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been thinking about media a lot, and I've been thinking about, like, honesty in media a lot, and, like, sources of information and the way that information spreads, mostly because I've hopped on to the Instagram train, which I've spent forever and a day ignoring and avoiding, and I'm just fascinated by how much pure lying there is, and, like, and corporate capitalism, advertisement-based economics, and just pure misinformation and lies for no reason. I don't get it. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. Anyway, all of this being an outlook on people correcting your mistakes, which is one smaller slice of a bigger puzzle about the way that we spread information and engage with it in a kind of post-truth world, which is sort of buzzwordy to say, but it is sort of how I see things at the moment. Like, what's true matters a lot less than what you feel or what you already believe. Ugh, it's not looking good for us, fam. It's not looking good for us, but you know what is looking good? The next episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Smooth transition. You see what I did there? Move away from deeply depressing, like, examinations of the way that our information culture is developing, and toward, let's watch some fucking anime, because there are good things to learn there and good things to enjoy, and at least the anime won't lie to us, so yay. And I think that's about where I'm going to stop with the comment spotlights for right now. On episode 11, there were multiple comments that are on different sides of different arguments about the way that the zero gravity leads to a vacuum thing. For example, Jolene touches air, air becomes zero gravity, rest of the world has gravity, gravity parts the world, pull the zero gravity out of her zero gravity bubble. No, fuck you, dude. That's not how that works. No, I disagree. Bullshit. The physics don't make sense. It's all jank. So the one that I agree with most by far is Yagi Dihoshi, who comes in with, boy, I love this episode. Araki is like, we live on a planet in outer space. Just go with it, lol. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go with it, lol. Okay. That's everything. That's all the comments. This is the last episode for now. As soon as I have the time and there's another core that's out, I will be watching that. I don't know if we're going to have to wait until the Japanese release catches up, or if Netflix will do another diggity dump of 12 episodes or whatever. I just don't know. But we'll figure it out when it happens, and I'll be here to watch Jojo, so keep an eye out for it. Okay? Okay. And I do want to read the manga, so I'm probably going to do that next week. Cool? Cool. So keep an eye out for that too. Okie dokie, we're gonna watch episode 12 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean. There's only one thing going on. There are two people on opposite sides of a door, and the door just opened. Those two people are our main character, Jolene Cujo, and seemingly our main villain, Poochie, Father Poochie, Poochie. Don't know shit about him except that he's crazy, seems to like evil people, likes fostering sin and stuff, but also sees it as, like, beautiful, is probably a psychopath on his own, really creepy, reminds me of Yoshikage Kira in a lot of ways, the same sort of, like, person living their own life, but it's just twisted in a weird, warped perspective that makes them horrifying, and certainly it is. And we know that Poochie has been pulling the strings of the last couple of stand encounters that we've had, as well as being the guy who stole Jotaro's disc for reasons that are unclear to us at the moment. I don't know what those reasons are. I threw out a couple of random fucking theories. You can go back to the episode where the thing actually happened to look through them. I won't fully rehash them. But, because honestly, I don't even remember what I threw out. I remember there was one thing that was about, like, stopping time being really important or something. And then he said something about being able to communicate something to someone being really important. And I'm like, I don't know. Talk to God? Who knows? Something like that. Oh. I just put God. Oh. If this is right, I feel really stupid. And also, I can pat myself on the back because I got it before it happened, but I still feel really stupid. Dio is God, right? Oh. Oh. So now he has a time-controlling stand that's intrinsically linked to the powers that Dio got, like, after becoming one with the Joestar bloodline? And he's a priest? Oh! Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I'll bet that's what it is. Okay. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Araki's even more clever than that, but that seems like the right level of clever for Araki. This, by the way, is kombucha. It is fermented tea, which gives it carbonation, with some juice in it. So this has some pineapple juice, mango puree, orange juice, and lots of living cultures. I like it a lot. It's like a fruity, non-alcoholic beer. But what I've noticed is that my general, like, gut health and regularity, is way better if I have, like, one of those a week or two. Probably I could get the same effect for less moolah, less money, if I were to just buy, like, live culture pills or tablets or something, or just eat live active culture yogurts or whatever. But this is another way to do the same thing, and I like them, so it's fine. Also, it's still technically tea, which is great. I like this brand, not sponsored, obviously, I'm never sponsored, but I do like this brand, they're good. There are a few other brands that I like too. Okay. Sorry for the hard left turn sidetrack there. I just realized that there's a thing that sort of lines up with the whole God, priest, Dio, communicate with somebody, stop time, use Jotaro's stand, all of those things smashed together. I think he wants to talk to Dio. Maybe he wants to bring Dio back, but he didn't give an indication of that. I think he just wants to talk to him. I don't fucking know, man. Okay, if I'm fully wrong on this, then this is going to look hilarious, and people are going to be able to look at this portion of the video and just be like, hey, and then we'll get, I guess, back into that same comment about finding out that you're wrong about stuff, because I'm totally willing to be fully wrong about this. It's a crazy idea, but that's the thing. It's just crazy enough that it makes sense, you know? Like, part 5, Diavolo was that whole thing, and there was the whole devil thing, and all this stuff. Yeah. It's possible. It's possible. It's the kind of thing that Araki would write. Okay, super big aside. I will probably cut that down a bit because there's too much there. I just ripped a sticker off of my pen because, again, I'm exhausted and having fun. Sorry, this is not the most coherent introduction to a video that I've ever done. I also don't think it's the least coherent introduction to a video that I've ever done. But if I keep talking, we might get there. So let's stop talking, start watching, and I'll talk along as we watch. Cool? Cool. Let's watch episode 12 of JoJo's Stone Ocean, see what the heck happens next. I've got the episode up and ready to go, still using the same subs, which are uncensored and good. So that should be great. Let's get straight into it. There will be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer to count you down. Vamonos. Let's go. Yeah, we're right here. I'm going to turn it up. Those eyes, though. Yes, she is. No, she's not. Because he heard, right? He knows. Okay, Weather's still here. He's super fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't. Can you manipulate it, Pooch? We're gonna get to talk? Oh, dude, this is so Death Note. I'm sorry to do comparative analysis, but, like, this is so mind games. Whoa, 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 whoa. Is it nothing, though? True. Why are you lying? Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? True. Technically true. Great. Okay. Can't let you do that. Can't let her do that. Because he knows she has the disc and she'll deliver it to somebody. It's so weird that we keep framing him out of frame. Huh. Okay, first real lie. Yeah. I don't know if it can. Oh, he already knows. Oh, ooh, very interesting. Okay, deeply cynical. I hate that argument. Yep, yeah. Right. That's a God's domain only. Whoa. Okay, that's double smart. I like Poochie. Ooh, is that your boy? Why are we hiding this guy's face? Should that remind me of what's her name? Hi. Why do you have a gun? Uh-oh. What the fuck? You didn't need to. Steps ahead. No. No. Oh, there wasn't an OP. I just realized that. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's got sound effects. Whippity 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 whip. Dingly 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 ding. Cell bars. So far, I'm not sold. Hit me with all the good stuff here. There we go. The ding. The blurps. And here we go. Will there be a break in it? I'm gonna be honest. Not a huge fan of the sound effects in the OP. Feels like the OP volume itself is way down, and then the sound effects don't integrate very well, so it's like I'm just listening to that layer above it, and they're just kind of random. Torrential downpour warning. We're getting a story time? From Poochie? From Egypt. You befriended him? That's Dio. Well, I think we might have answered my question. A way to go to... So it's not just... Well, about that. Dude, hearing the voice. Holy shit. Don't you need Heaven's Door? Okay. Is Dio still alive, but now just fully God ascended in heaven? Fuck you. The spirit lives on. Nice kicks. It's spiritual. See heaven. Do you have to die? Is it a MacGuffin notebook? He never... Yeah, he was killed. Oh, so it's in his memory. But it's in his memory. So you can acquire it. Whoa. Is it, though? Oh, my God. both. Oh, he's just turning away. Bye. Weather. No need to get your hands dirty. Unless. Yeah, who was it? Weird. Might as well just do it. Weather. Well, that can't happen. I believe Emporio? He's got the community. Maybe. I'm sorry, what the fuck is that? What? Is that a weather thing? Yeah. Yes, you made it rain fucking frogs? That's a thing that can happen. But I think it only happens in, like, hurricanes? Nani? Oh. Oh. Sure. Yeah. Tornadoes and whirlwinds. And hurricanes. Oh. Where did he get those? Where did you get those? Oh boy. Where did you get those? Oh. So that's why there were frogs in the... Oh. Oh. Got him. He knows, though. They sure are. You're fucked. What are you gonna do? Is he gonna cut off his hand? Are you gonna cut off your arm? Yeah. Yeah, probably. He did. So you know about that. So you took it from him? Oh, and the disc. Surrounded by deadly frogs. That's not the... No, okay. I was like, that was too short an episode. No chance that's our cliffhang. Ah! Ooh. Go, Jolene. Let's go. You got shot. You're in shock. You are in shock, dude. Uh-oh. Just punching frogs. Oh my god. Prime numbers. An obsession with the solitary, with the great or separate. Okay. Cool, weird thing to do. Yeah, he fucked up. My $800 pants? I think 43? I don't remember. No. Oh, he is coming. Oh, hey! you look great, buddy. God can't help you anymore. Yeah. Okay. Of course you will. Oh, shit. Well. Nope, 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 nope. Buddy, could you open my gate? I'm gonna fucking die. He's scared. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am very calm right now. Can you just white snake him? Can you just white snake him? Yeah, I thought so. What disc? Any disc? Wait, what? He's gonna control a frog? I thought he was gonna control a guy. So we finally get to see how this works, apparently. That is brutal, dude. Totally calm. Doing great. Oh. So you should probably help me out. Yeah. Ugh. So manipulative. Okay. Have you? Bye. Bye. No compassion. Haha. Become string, Jolene. Become only string. Okay. Thank you, weather. Please stop the frogs falling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, the whole prison got cummed on this time. Gross. Oh, that was CG. That's still CG. That's not. She fucking got away, dude. Of course not. You definitely haven't lost yet. Okay. Makes sense. Short range. Gotta do it. Too desperate. Oh. Wait. Hmm. Makes sense. Oh. Oh. All right, Jolene. I don't understand. Oh. What? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm, I thought they exuded it from pores in there. It doesn't matter. Okay, sure. Thank you. Was it? What's that? What's that? What is this? Was that the delivery? That was the delivery! It was a pigeon! Sick! I mean, a dove. Oh. Oh. Which I heard was Savage Guardian in the... Oh, his crosses were gone. Oh, wow. Is that Fiend? It's close. Oh my god, what a pose. Right. We're still stuck in this prison. Oh, he doesn't have memories, right. You gotta get out or you'll be caught. Ooh, a tracer. Follow him, follow him, follow him. Find him, find him, find him. Yes. My friend. My pledge. Right, the book. So the stealing the stand was just no information. Oh, what a transition. That wipe. What a great place to end, I think. We get our first major battle. Yeah. Okay. We succeed, but we fail. We fail, but we succeed. Yeah. It's part of the picture, but it's not his memories. Right. And now Poochie has what he thinks he needs in order to get the information that he needs to see heaven? And we throw out the random philosophical argument about altruism. It's I forget what the argument is called. It's like the non-existence of altruism or something similar like that. It just argues that like altruism, the idea of doing things explicitly for other people, isn't possible because eventually you're doing it for your own gain or for like species gain or for like group or genetic gain. It tracks as an argument. I don't like it very much. So is I'm a Dreamer a distant dreamer? Is it about Jolene? Or is it about Poochie? Or neither, or both. I don't know. I'm sorry, what? Is that a bone from Emporio's mom? Could be. Oh, Sports Max, hi. Never mind. That's way worse. Is this Dio's bone? Yeah, Poochie would want Dio's bone, huh? Sorry. I'm so sorry. That's so dumb. I apologize. I am overwhelmed by the amount of crazy shit in this episode. First of all, poison dart frogs falling from the sky. How? Weather report. Why? Weather report. Because? Weather report. Cool. Cool. We resolved that one, right? I don't think we need to argue about the physics or mechanics of bringing poison dart frogs there. Holy shit. This is so tense. This whole introductory scene is so fucking tense. It's really well put together, I think, by both in terms of the writing that's actually there and by DP. The subtle lies and actual truths that these characters tell to each other as we observe from the sidelines and as Weather observes from the sidelines. Ooh, amazing. But then the most amazing thing to me is the twist of the whole thing. To me, I think of the twist of the whole thing being that he pretends to have been outwitted to some extent, having already put a trap in place just in case something like this occurs. So when she is allowed to go to the courtyard, she comes face to face with the guard with a gun. Crazy. So, I don't fully understand his logic completely. But doing something's, I do understand the argument that he's making. I think that's where I focus in on the interesting part, because I think it is a really interesting argument, and I'd like to hone in on it for a second. I will take a second here to, as I said, look it up and make sure that I'm getting at least the name of it right so you can investigate it on your own or whatever. Yeah, there's a pretty significant body of literature on altruism in general. And a big question is that there is whether altruism itself actually exists, and you have to start defining it. And so some people, for example, this is coming from the first article that comes up when you search altruism. It's from the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, which is a useful source, not necessarily a like an absolute source, but a useful source regardless. That defines strong and weak altruism in terms of the amount of self that is sacrificed in the process, which I think is something that comes into play over the course of the episode. How much is Jolene willing to sacrifice of herself in order to help her father, and how motivated by altruism is that versus self-interest? Likewise, how much does Weather strain to help Jolene, and how much of that is blah, 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 right? And I think that's accurate for all of these characters. And then there's the layer of it, which is how much of what Poochie is doing is for Dio or for himself. It's unclear. It's more vague. And in part, I would say that makes a lot of sense that it would be vague, because he seems to disbelieve in the idea that people can do something for other people. In fact, he says so explicitly. Anytime you do something for someone else, it is an act of expecting a reward. I think that's false. I think that's pretty patently false and pretty obviously false. It's not impossible to do something without an expectation of recompense. And there are plenty of people who do so. But then there are other arguments. There are arguments that the people who donate to charity do so to soothe their own conscience, or to provide for themselves in some future, religious or otherwise, right? Or that the people who sacrifice themselves to pull another human being from a burning building are actually probably doing it because we're hardwired to do it, because it helps propagate our species, right? So it's not really altruistic, it's self-interested. The fact that we're willing and able to put our lives on the line to save each other, heroic and good as it is motivated by a genetic speciesist's interest in propagating the species as a whole, right? Maybe. It's complicated. I would argue that I think a priori, without really diving into evidence of it, that it's entirely possible to do things without self-interest in mind, at least consciously, but that you can always make the argument to some extent, whether it's valid or not, and I think there's room for arguing each individual case, that part of the reason that you're doing whatever is being labeled as altruistic is because it's either hardwired into you genetically and like instinctually, or that it does serve to benefit you in some way. For example, it's good to be nice to the people around you because then they'll be nicer to you in general. And if you're not nice to them, you won't have any people around you. And that's not a good place for most people to be at, right? So there's a cost benefit going on here. There's a trade implicit in doing that. It's the reason that our social contract works that way. But it's still an interesting argument and an interesting thing to bring up. And more than anything, a very, very, very interesting first look into Pucci's own presentation of his own ideas, right? Which, of course, characters in JoJo's do constantly, and we can't necessarily trust them. For example, Yoshikage Kira just wants to live a quiet life, and if you were to listen to him talk about how he wants to live a quiet life, you would find out very quickly that what he means is he wants to explode people whenever he desires with no repercussions and nobody coming after him. Which is nice, but it's not exactly accurate. He doesn't exactly have an accurate view of himself. Likewise, I think we can assume that just like all of the other characters, like Dio's a monster egotist, Diavolo was crazy and a monster egotist. Pucci's probably got some shit going on. He probably isn't quite right about the way that he sees the world. And what I mean by that is, obviously, Pucci has a flawed perspective on reality. But what he thinks his flawed perspective is and what he thinks his perspective is and what his actual perspective is are two different things, right? They're separate, and he doesn't see it, and that's part of his flaw, which is interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, the cross is because unconditional love is a reward for going to heaven. A reward to go to heaven? It's a weird phrasing. I'm not 100% on what that means. Does that mean it is a reward that you would achieve when you go to heaven? I guess. I don't know. But also, every time he says heaven, there's this weight to it. And we get to it when we have the Dio talk. But heaven doesn't seem to be heaven. Not in a specifically, explicitly, Judeo-Christian sense of an afterlife heaven. There's something beyond that. It's something different and more spiritually. And I'm very curious about it. Okay, I will pretend I didn't see you here. And he walks away. Only a minute. Okay, let's go. And away she does. But he thinks it through, and we watch him think it through, and we realize that Pucci is cold and smart and calculating. He needs to hide his presence and hide himself from whoever's hiding behind that barrel. Having realized that Jolene has lied, it's more advantageous for him to not call her out on that lie, but let her run away and simply walk away from the situation without indicting himself. Oh, the quick thinking, the calm under pressure, all of it really does remind me of Kira in a lot of ways. And in the same way, it reminds me that even the calmest characters with their rituals and their prime numbers have something underneath that can crack, right? I'd love to see Pucci crack. I fully expect that we will see it crack at some point soonish, but I don't know. Okay, well, not soonish, further down the line. Okay, out we go. Hello, dude. I was thinking Lisa, because the red scarf. Super no. He's a guard. He shoots her. Fuck, shit, fuck. It's bad. It's really bad. But Weather notices, and Weather starts dropping frogs. Okay, we get the sound effects OP. There's lots of, from strings, and I get it, and it works. And then all the rest of the sound effects, to me, kind of sound like chintzy, mediocre Foley. It doesn't have the same, oomph as a lot of the sound effects OPs have had. I don't love it. You can lampoon me and you can crucify me for this. It's fine. It's okay. But, yeah. I don't love the sound effects OP. It just didn't seem very special to me, and I honestly I wanted to hear the song more than I wanted to hear like clang 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 pow. You know? All right. It's fucking Dio. I'm not sure that I was right that he wants to contact Dio, but the fact that like he wants the memories that Dio wrote down of getting to heaven in a notebook that Jotaro apparently burned. That's pretty crazy. It's fucking Dio. He's a priest. Dio is God. Heaven exists. So, a young, spiritual, intelligent man on his way to becoming part of the priesthood is approached by a man from Egypt who is scary beautiful and is Dio. I gotta tell you, there's something about just hearing the voice again. There's something about just hearing the voice again and seeing that color of clothing again. And now realizing that Poochie is like wearing the same color clothing because he's his idol, probably. I wonder if that's blood or wine. There may be a way to go to heaven. I gotta go through some of the actual lines of this conversation because it seems like there might be more to everything, and I just want to drill some of it into my brain. God, I'm tired. Okay. There may be a way to go to heaven. He was young and beautiful, and yet he had the aura of a man who has lived for centuries. There may be a way to go to heaven. To go to heaven. 16, studying at seminary. Don't make a face. I'm not talking about death. The heaven I'm talking about pertains to our spirits. Immediately answering a question I had, which was, shit. Did we play right into Dio's hands? Did he want to die? Is this what he wanted? No. The heaven I'm talking about pertains to our spirits. It's something more ethereal, and it's present, like now. We could go now. The place our spirits are headed. The power of our mind must surely evolve there, turning us truly into deities. And it's ultimately where our spirits end up. I don't know, man. It's all smart. It all makes some sense, but it's also mumbo jumbo at the same time. True happiness lies there. Great, ideal. Only if you can reach heaven. Sounds wonderful. How do you do this, Dio? So, I know that happiness cannot be obtained by having the mightiest body, the most money, or the highest status, because I've already obtained those things. I'm the king, baby. Sure. So there must be something beyond. True victory belongs to those who have seen heaven. I will do everything to reach that end. But how? How does one reach heaven? And he refuses to tell him. I've recorded it in a notebook. Come to me, and I will tell you. Also, what's that wine? It's a 99. I don't know. It's something. I will show you then. I will need your help to test out my theory. And there's something predatory about the way he says that. Also, strong homosexual undertones throughout this whole conversation. Just throwing that out. There are. It's pretty gay. Dio always kind of has been. He's got hearts on his knees. Let's be real. His notebook was burned to ashes by Jolene Cujo's father, Jotaro. He sealed its contents away forever, along with the Dio Brando who aimed for heaven, but they remain inside his skull, inside his memory disk, which Poochie has, but has not accessed yet for reasons unknown. Okay. And now Poochie is talking to a dude with a power about a bone. Are you gonna try to clone Dio? My guy, don't clone Dio. Don't do it. Do not do that. He's probably gonna try to clone Dio. Shit. So this plan has been in motion for 2 decades. That's so much fun to me. Somebody with a plan that long in motion, with so many caveats and so many things. It gives Araki so much room to work. I really like it. And I finally obtained his memory. I actually really like this format, that we get to this crucial point, we get to a critical moment in this crucial point where things are reaching ahead, and then we just get Poochie in his own mind explaining himself to us, that we understand finally in a more symmetric way who's actually in play here and what their goals actually are. It's a perfect episode to leave off a section or a core on. Not that I don't want more, I want more. But this is a perfect place to leave. My plan is back on schedule. Bullet holes. I actually really like the way that he walks down these steps with this gun. It's so crazy. It's so, like, so insane. And Weather realizes that she got shot and does something about it. The last thing he could. I love this. I love Poochie just being like, I'm done, I guess. I'm going to leave now. Back to the chapel. Everybody will report in to me. My plan is afoot. I don't have to worry about nothing. Because he doesn't. He's got it all on lock. How very interesting. Oh, yeah. And he doesn't remember who ordered him to do things. He's just following those orders. I wonder if this is how the discs like affect people who are a little more sane at the start. Because we've seen them mostly affect people who are already unhinged. I don't know. But Weather does a cool thing. Blow her brains out. Frogs. Frogs. Thank you, Weather Report. And this plays immediately into that altruism, right? Weather does a thing, expending some of his power, not expecting anything back in return from it. Seems to me like Araki's putting up like a straw man villain, you know, and then proving through the actions of his characters the reason that the argument, the nihilistic, like cynical argument that the main villain has said is not true, cannot be true. Not if these other characters act in this way. You know, it's like you'll see this in kid shows. You'll have a villain who goes, nobody can ever be friends with each other. And then a bunch of people are friends with each other and they beat the villain. It's like, oh, with the power of friendship, how could I not have seen this coming? Same idea. Except more complicated and more adult and more fun because of that. I love it. Frogs. Okay, I'm going to look this up. Frogs falling from sky. I know that it's a thing, at least an urban legend. Frog rain. Rare meteorological phenomenon in which frogs get swept up in a storm, travel miles, then fall from the sky when the clouds release the water. Apparently there was a Kentucky meat shower? Chunks of red meat. Weird. Some people expect that a large group of buzzards vomited up the chunks of meat. Ew. Okay. So yeah, weird meteorological phenomenon totally can happen. Poison dart frogs from the Amazon dropping on Florida? Doesn't seem likely. Weather Report has control over the weather though, so I don't care. It's great. It's also some solid body horror. It's really freaky. Tons of CG frogs falling out of the sky. It looks a little wonky at some points, but that's okay. They are splattering, so that's the other thing. I don't think their blood is poisonous. I think it's just the goop that they expend from, like, glands all over their skin is poisonous. Regardless, they're poisonous. It's a problem. Ooh, and he knows Weather, which is really interesting. I think that means that he has Weather's stand disk. I think. Right? Or his memory disk. Not his stand disk. Maybe? I don't fucking know. It's weird. Okay, goop all over, tries to make a net, and we cut away from there to here. Prime numbers. Solitary numbers that can only be divided by one and itself. They're special. There's something about them that's transcendent. And all of these things are true, but we see this relation between, like, that and Dio's methodology and Dio's viewpoint, like the one that is divisible by itself. God, the only, the unique, the powerful, right? And they calm him. It's a quirk. It's like the fingernails for Kira, a little bit, but different and weird and its own sort of thing. And I freaking love it. Okay, so guard, yeah. Will it work? No, didn't work. And then this guard, who's just a coward, just scared and leaves him to die, which is horrifying. What if I need permission? Calm down. No, I'm fucking calm. So we see what Poochie does when his back is against the wall and the manipulation doesn't work. All clever manipulation on both fronts. Clever manipulation of Jolene, clever manipulation of Weather, clever manipulation of the exploded guard, and clever manipulation of this guard. But sometimes it doesn't work, and so Poochie has to take matters into his own hands by exploding a frog. Yeah, we also determined that his orders can be you will travel X distance and then explode, not just things that the frog would actively do, which means he can autopilot people, which is terrifying. That's really scary, right? Yeah, that's scary. Okay. Yes, if I leave here and call for help, everything will be okay. Just come over and help me. Why, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave here and leave you with the frogs. Zero compassion, zero remorse, 100% badass. Poochie sucks, man, but he sucks in a badass way, and that's pretty cool. Jolene does the struggle. The twist is amazing. That, of course, Jolene makes a webbing of frogs to prevent the impact, which has been established. The explosion of the frogs is the reason they become poisonous, even though it doesn't make any sense. Yoink, grab, toss, and the beautiful, beautiful thing, a bird comes by, grabs the... I actually want to see that mechanical thing. Clink, clunk, has a disc grabber attached to its leg. Sure. And off the pigeon, dove, 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 sign of peace, goes. Foiled, Poochie. Foiled. At least partially. I love this pose. It's so angry. He's so pissed. Nothing has changed. I'll still win. And Jolene attaches a string, a last hope to find the user. So smart. But Poochie is one step ahead. Still. Only Jotaro's memory contains clues to attain heaven, and he still has it, and we still don't know where he is. Or who he is. We just don't know. We might be able to put it together because there are too many coincidences, and Weather might be able to put it together because he saw some of it. But beyond that, this is the post-credit. Let me ask you, my guy, for some help with a bone. This is a bone of my friend Dio. Okay, we've got a reliquary of a bone of Dio. I think we're going to try to, 1, clone him and bring him back, and 2, reach heaven, whatever that means. I don't fully know what either of those things will lead to. I don't fully understand Poochie. I do fully like this episode. It's got some problems. It's got some... I don't like the CG frogs. The frog idea is wacky and crazy and weird, but it is a bizarre adventure, so I'm fine with that. But the tense decision-making in conflict, the characters looking right at each other and then separating into their own minds to have a mind game mind battle right in front of each other. It reminds me of some of my favorite things in anime and in media in general. I love these battles of wits. I think that they're really cool in this circumstance and pretty much every circumstance, and I think they're really well done here. The whole backstory on Poochie is nuts, and it reveals a ton about the character while leaving a ton open and leaving his actual plans and abilities and all of the things that he wants to do a bit open. It's a very exciting episode with a whole lot going on. And Jolene made it out alive, so that's good. Gonna have to be in the infirmary for a little while with a couple of gut gunshot wounds. Woof. Crazy. Crazy. JoJo's Part 6 is insane. I like it. I think that's it. I think that's my whole take. I've talked about all the things. The Dio shit is Dio shit. The Poochie stuff is Poochie stuff. The frogs do be falling. We get 1 disc back. We've got 1 to go, and we know it, but we don't know who has it. There's still all of the elements of the power struggle in play. I like this episode. I feel like it focused down exactly to where it needed to focus. And, of course, this is Araki's writing, mostly, is his ability to hone in on these characters and set up this conflict that will carry us into the future of the show. Excellent. Excellent. Good stuff, JoJo's. Good stuff, Araki. Yay. Okay, I am going to wrap there. I've been Teeaboo. This has been JoJo's Part 6, Episode 12. I hope you've enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to start checking out the manga. It'll probably be a couple of weeks of manga readings. I can probably read a lot more manga than we can watch as anime, because we can. I'll be reading those from probably from the JoJo's Colored Adventure team, because that's the stuff that I like. I won't be live streaming them this year because I won't. I want to be able to edit the portions of them, and if it's all together in one live stream, then I can't really do that. So I'll be recording them and uploading them, and hopefully there won't be issues with copyright and stuff, so that should be good. See you next week for manga readings, everybody. See ya in however long it takes for new JoJo's episodes to drop to watch more. And in general, have a great week, have a great day, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Peace.